Well, hello, everybody. Sorry for a little awkward beginning there. It's kind of like a Zoom stream, right? Like a Zoom, just Zoom chat where it's like, or a Google Classroom live. Like you guys all know what I'm talking about. Like during COVID, where it was like, "Hi Sam, welcome, good morning." Hey, you know what? Anyways, I'm done making fun of myself. So hello, um, Devin Postlesny here with DP Production Group. Um, Hopefully, you guys are all having a great day. I just posted something on Instagram saying that we were going to do this. The stream was supposed to start at 5, but I decided to start early because we were already set up. And ultimately, at the end of the day, or let me explain, I should say, why we're doing this. Because it's more than just myself thinking, hey, people might want to hear me talk. Um, so, um, hang on. Oh, there we go. So we're testing multi-platform live streaming. So we're currently streaming to our website on the podcast tab, on our YouTube channel, and our Facebook page as well. So we're, like I said, we're trying this because it's something we want to explore for future things, which I'm going to just leave at that for right now. Um, for those of you who follow us on Instagram and things like that, you're sitting there saying, okay, you've been dropping Easter eggs. Not to like seem like I'm Marvel or anything, but you've been dropping Easter eggs here and there. What's the deal? What's going on? And we got some great things working. You saw the new sports show logo that we are going to use. We are, sorry, my setup is breaking down over here. We are utilizing, or not utilizing, we are welcoming, there's the word I'm looking for. We're welcoming Elite Sports Academy as our presenting sponsor for our DPPG sports show. And the response to that, by the way, has been amazing. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's listened, whether it be on YouTube or our website or Apple Podcasts. We want to say thank you for that from myself, from Coach Foley, from Coach Kernan, Justin DeWalga. Though all those people have been on the podcast here so far, and the response has been fantastic. And I want to say thank you guys for that. So that show has some stuff coming up. Not sharing just yet, but has that stuff coming up, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Elite Sports Academy is going to be our presenting sponsor from here until the end of time. But there's no end in sight with that. So happy to have them aboard. If you haven't been to that facility in Epsom, by the way, you have to, because I went over there yesterday, 2 days ago, and it is gorgeous, and it is so impressive. Like, it is amazing, and what they're doing over there is truly, well, elite. You know, you go there and you are going to be the best of the best, and it's so cool. So that's something. That connection to the show is going to be something down the line. I'm currently recording in my mobile studio, also known as my camper. So that's where we've been recording the podcast here the last 2 weeks. And then starting this week, the plan is to move locations. And if you can put 2 and 2 together, you just figured out where we're going to be recording from this weekend. But I'm not going to explicitly say that yet. But yeah, so the response from that has been amazing, and we want to say thank you all so much for supporting us and for watching and listening and things like that. It's been so much fun for us. And you know, when I went to Interlakes and I ran into Dan was like, "Hey, I had football players coming up to me saying, "Hey, I listened to the podcast. It took me like 3 or 4 classes because it was a little long, but it was amazing. You know, it was fun. It was enjoyable." And I know the first episode we mostly talked soccer, a little bit of football. The last episode we talked girls soccer, volleyball, field hockey. We're trying to build a rhythm. This way it's not, an hour and 45 minutes of soccer talk and DPPG talk and then 20 minutes of football or whatever. So we're trying to build that rhythm. This week's show is going to be a deep dive into the playoffs, which is going to, I'm not even going to give Coach Foley and Coach Kernan an opportunity to recap their weeks. I'm just going to be like, let's go, and dive right in. So it's going to be a lot of fun. This, like I said, this stream right here was intended to more or less do a trial run for us because we want to do something cool coming forward, but also we had the day off, which is unheard of for us. We weren't covering anything tonight and figured, hey, if I have the opportunity, let me go test something, but also just check in with you guys and say, hey, how are you all doing? I also want to talk about the playoffs, so I'm going to actually pull up the NHIAA website here in a moment because I would love to chat about that. Just kind of scratch the surface a little bit because obviously we're not going to I'm sorry, I just saw one of the Facebook comments. But obviously we're going to deep dive into that in the podcast this week, so I don't want to sit here and deep dive and then have everyone go, yeah, we already heard this. But I definitely want to kind of talk about that because a lot of these teams have one more game, two more games left, and some of our Lakes Region teams are in what I like to call must-win situations. So I think that I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Quick shout out to Maddie Pentonfield. She commented on the Facebook feed saying that they are at Molten Borough Academy. The Timberwolves prospect, Mountain Timberwolves volleyball team playing up at Molten Borough tonight, I believe, right? Or, yes, I believe that's tonight. If you're still watching, Maddie, let me know. But that's cool. Good luck to you guys. So here, let's do this. Hang on, I got too many screens open in front of me. So here's our beautiful website. There's me, the bottom corner. So here, first of all, let's go to high school sports. Some our great sponsors, Bank of New Hampshire, Kevin Schott, Roach Realty Group, and all, Special Olympics, 603 United, Trailer Alarms, Scheibel's Family Mattress. Some great sponsors there. We appreciate them. This is what we've done so far this week. There you go. So we covered 2 games at Guilford, and we had the volleyball team on Monday night taking on Milford. That was a really good game. I think if I remember correctly, it went to 5 sets. Yes, I believe so. And then, of course, yesterday, girls soccer, Interlakes at Guilford. Also a really good game. 2-1 final, Guilford over the Lakers. Then, coming up tomorrow, this is the rest of our week right here. Coming up tomorrow, we got Mascoma at Interlakes and boys soccer. You can tune into that one at 3:30 p.m. And then on Friday, these 3 games right here are all the games we're covering on Friday. It's going to be nuts. So we're going to have a field hockey playoff game at 3 o'clock, which, by the way, it's a small little plug here. If you or someone owns a business and or has an organization that they want to have seen, we are doing playoff sponsorship packages. Right now, what we're doing is we're going to guarantee you 10 games for $100. That's it. Not $100 per game, not that. 10 games for $100, so that comes out to $10 a game. We roughly estimate that probably about, 50,000 people are going to see our stuff over the next 3 weeks. And that's between our website, our social media account, and our broadcasts. So for $100, you can be seen here on DPPG Network. And not to mention, not to get into the nitty gritty details of it, but we also, come playoff time, we have to pay some extra fees to live stream playoff games. Not everybody knows that, and it's not something that I want to drone on about for 20 minutes, but there's some extra broadcast fees that we have to pay for that. And we're still, as much as I forget this, we're still a small business who needs to make money, or not needs to make money, needs to be able to pay expenses. We're not necessarily, making millions. And I said that on the podcast last week where, we're making money, but I'm not buying a Tesla tomorrow or a new Toyota Tundra. But, we still have to cover our expenses. And with the playoff games having an extra, the broadcast fees, it makes it a little bit tougher. So that's why we offer playoff-only sponsorship packages. Like I said, $100 gets you 10 games guaranteed. So one of those games is Friday. So reach out to us today if you wanna join. But enough of that. And by the way, if anybody out there is going, wait, what are the broadcast fees? I want to learn more about that. Reach out to us. I'm more than willing to explain it and let you know what we've learned. Because we're a transparent business, as you know, and I'm all for, sitting down and saying, okay, well, this is what I've learned, this is what I've had to do, and this is the situation. So happy to do that for you. So on Friday, we got the field hockey playoff game between Mascoma and Guilford at Guilford. That's number 9 Mascoma taking on number 1 undefeated Guilford. Should be a good game. Looking forward to that one. Not sure how it's going to go. You probably heard my call in the podcast this week when we talked about field hockey playoffs. I still kind of think that Guilford is the team to beat this year. However, Mascoma, number 9, beat number 8 Stevens. Maybe they're on a run. We'll have to find out on Friday together. So that's on at 3 p.m. on Friday. Then at 4 p.m., we got Prospect Mountain Timberwolves girls soccer taking on Interlakes at Interlakes. That's a 4 o'clock start. That's the Lakers senior night, so that'll be fun. Then at 5:45, we're going to cover Winnisquam at Laconia in, volleyball. There it is. That's actually going to be me. I'll be going from the field hockey game over to Laconia for that 5:45 start, so it's going to be a quick turnaround, but it'll be fun. And then to finish off the week, we got Hanover at Guilford Belmont on Saturday in football. Again, that'll be a good game. Kickoff at 2 p.m. And then, of course, on Sunday we have a podcast, but we don't live stream that yet. So that's, trying to decide how I want to do this. So we're going to go to the NHIAA website. This is the NHIAA website. Just going to give credit to them. They have a great website, a great setup. Just giving credit where it's due. So, and the best part about this, and what I'm going to show you, it's all public access. Like there was somebody out there who was like, oh, well, of course you know the state standings. You're media. I guess, but anybody can type in NHIAA.org and get to this page right here and do what I'm about to show you. So with that being said, I'm going to click on state standings and we're going to dive into, let's go volleyball D2 first. I want to verbalize this. I want to verbalize this top part real quick. It says the following are not official NHIAA standings. They are only an accumulation of game results as reported by the athletic directors and coaches. So I want to, before we sit here and broadcast this state standings and have people go, oh, well, DPPG said, no. DPPG is going off of the public information that we've been given. All right. Or not given, have access to on a public website. So I just want to put that out there. So, D2. 13 teams make this. Co-Brown, Oyster River, Campbell, that's your top 3. Laconia currently sitting in that 13th seed. Guilford 14th. So this is your bubble battle right here between Laconia and Guilford. One win is 4 points. So in that column, right there, that is your points. So if Guilford wins a game, and let's say Laconia loses a game, these guys could swap. So that's something to think about. Another one of the Lakes Region schools that are in our network, Winnisquam, they are currently sitting 10th with a 7-7 record. But they are only 2 wins ahead of, or 1 win ahead of them, if I'm understanding this correctly. Every year I have to relearn the state standings and how that all works. But Winnisquam, I think, is in. They'll be on the road, but they're in right now. But like I said, this bubble battle right here is what you want to be watching. I know Laconia is playing Oyster River tonight. Guilford, I think, might be at, well, here. Why think when we can look? Yes, they're at Pelham tonight. Laconia is playing Oyster River at 5:45. They play Winnisquam on Friday, which we'll have coverage of. But yeah, so that's the battle to kind of watch right now. Manchester West is only 1 point ahead of Laconia in 12th right now. So that could be something, like if they lose the next 2 games or whatever. I don't know what their schedule is. But, and even Fall Mountain is at the same point level, but they have 2 more losses than Guilford. So, tough to tell, honestly. So, but that's an idea of what your state standings are right now. And that's your bubble battle, I'd say, between Hanover to Fall Mountain. That's your battle right now. And a team like Guilford has to win the next 2 games, in my opinion, to try and make sure that they get in. They would be on the back half of the bubble or the back half of the bracket. So more likely than not, they would be on the road, obviously. So who knows? But and I think, I don't know off the top of my head what the bracket, like the seedings is. I don't know if anybody gets a bye in this round in the 13. But anyways, so just something to think about. Let's head over to D3 real quick. I want to say it's the same thing. I think it's the top 13 that make it. So I think it's 13. I could be wrong. But teams that we concern ourselves with here, Newfound, Interlakes, Prospect Mountain. They are our teams that we cover. And, also in there is Franklin. But unfortunately, Franklin, at the bottom of the bracket, not going to make it. That I would think they wouldn't. They're not going to make it. I want to put that out there right now. Everything that I'm saying is all just kind of unofficial in a sense, because we're not the ones to make the brackets. You can see at the top of the screen there, it says, the following are unofficial standings. So until those brackets come out on Monday, we really don't know. But, for sure, in a sense, for sure that, Newfound's going to be in this. Interlakes is going to be in it. Prospect Mountain's going to be in it. Because if it is 13th and above, these guys are pretty well in there. A team like Belmont, they're kind of sitting there going, well, we have to make sure that we win. And we have to make sure that we're getting max amount of points. to make sure that they stay in, because they're only 4 points above Hillsborough Deering. And like I said, I think it's 13 teams that make it. I think that. I'm not 100% sure, but not out there. But I'm pretty sure it's 13 teams that made D3. And that means that Belmont's in 12th, right above the cutoff. So, something just to think about. But Messinic, Somersworth, Newfound, those are your top 3 teams. Interlakes is 4th. We've seen them play a couple times. I think that they have something, but I don't know. I haven't seen them enough to know for sure how they would do, like in the first round, the second round. You know who would? Dan Curtin on this weekend during the podcast. Let's head over to boys soccer. So first we'll check D2. The only D2 school that we cover here is that one, Laconia. I'm not sure how many teams make it in this bracket. I will put that out there right now. I did not do the research for that one yet. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm actually just gonna stop right there because I really don't know. I don't know who makes it, who doesn't. So we're gonna back up. This one though, I do know. 16 teams make it. Guilford undefeated at the top. And I know this sounds like, a Blue's Clues special, but let's count. So Hopkinton currently 16th, White Mountains 17th, Berlin 15th. Our Lakes Region schools that we cover: Guilford, Belmont when they're on the road, Winnisquam when they're on the road, Prospect Mountain, and Interlakes. So 16 teams, nobody gets a bye, so that means that the bracket just kind of flips. So 1 would play 16, 2 would play 15, things like that. So now we'll go, hold on. So there's your halfway point of your bracket. Let's see if I can, all right, well, we can do that. So that bottom half highlighted would play the top half, right? So Winnisquam would host Hillsborough Deering, Brady, Kearsarge, Conan, St. Thomas, Prospect at Belmont, Interlakes at Mascoma. I think I'm doing this right. I think. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. So it's Kearsarge down. There we go. So Kearsarge will play at Hillsborough, St. Thomas at Winnisquam, Prospect at Brady, Lakers at Conant, Derryfield at Belmont, Fall Mountain, Mascoma, Berlin, Campbell, Hopkinton, Guilford. So, and again, unofficial, but your bubble battle, Hopkinton, 2 points ahead of White Mountains. So I don't know what their schedule looks like, but what we do know is that Guilford's in with a 15-0 record. Belmont's in with an 11-2 record. Winnisquam's in with a 10-4 record. The Lakers and the Timberwolves are in. And yeah, so there's your Lakes Region schools that we cover that are in. So, yeah. Sorry, just thinking. So obviously, like I said, we're going to deep dive into these brackets this weekend. D2 for girls soccer. Laconia. I was going to say, Laconia is at the top here, but remember what I said, not official standings. Look at over here. Nothing is reported. So I'm not sure where Laconia, if they're actually 4th, or if they're down here. Who knows? So, unfortunately, we can't talk much about that. Oh, well, I see why that there's nothing reported. I selected softball. There we go. Okay. Somebody out there watching this just literally probably said, Devin, you selected softball. Girls soccer D2. Here we go. This makes more sense. Because now we actually have stats and wins and losses. So Laconia currently sitting third to last, or second to last, actually. Again, I'm not sure how many teams make it in D2. And because of that, I'm not going to talk much about it. But unfortunately, I don't think Laconia is going to make it for D2 girls soccer. This one, they have the same amount of teams, or roughly the same amount of teams as the boys. So that means you have 16 making it. So let's count, shall we? My mouse decided to kind of give me a hard time there. So it looks like Belmont is currently 16th. Last time I checked this, Guilford was sitting third, and Stevens was sitting second. Well, Stevens fell to fourth after some updates here to the standings. So interesting turn of events. So there's your bottom half of the bracket. Bottom half would play the top half. So as of right now, unofficially, St. Thomas, Guilford, Raymond, Stevens, Hopkinton, Brady, Bishop Brady, Trinity, and Interlakes would host. And then Derryfield, Conant, Campbell, Fall Mountain, Kearsarge, Hillsborough, Deering, Monadnock, and Belmont will be on the road. So the bubble battle, Belmont is 2 points above Sanborn. Prospect Mountain was like right behind Belmont, so I don't know where they went. They fell to, was that 19th? That's unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, again, unofficial standings. We'll deep dive into this on Sunday when we talk about this later on for the podcast. There's the words I was looking for. So, but yeah, I mean, Guilford's gonna make it. Lakers are gonna make it. Belmont's the only question mark right now. And I haven't followed Belmont enough this year to know how they are. The 2 times that we've seen them, they were at Interlakes and Guilford. And I think that Belmont has a fighting chance. They just gotta make sure to win. I mean, I think they played Raymond yesterday. They play Mascoma tomorrow. And they lost to them 3-2. I mean, and we weren't there. And I'm a huge, supporter in the thought of you never really know what happened based on a score. Justin was saying that this past weekend on the podcast where he was just like, you can't judge off of the number. So I think that, I don't know, but what I can tell you is that Belmont lost by 1 goal. So they're close. But they were not close, but no cigar, in a sense. So, I don't know. That's a tough call to make, in my opinion. I can't necessarily sit here and say, oh, well, Belmont did this. You don't know. And Belmont, I think, just needs to beat Mascoma tomorrow. And what else? Is that their last game? Nope. They play home. I thought they were at Mascoma tomorrow. That's what Mascoma's schedule say. Anyways, so they play Mascoma and then Berlin. Berlin, I believe, is at home. So, I mean, Berlin's right behind them. So that's a critical game right there in the standings. So it's we'll have to see. Any given Sunday, right? I can sit there and say, well, Belmont should beat Mascoma tomorrow because Mascoma is second to last in the state standings. But does Belmont go into that game saying, oh, we got this, and then losing 1-0? Who knows? Who really knows? So, anyways, that's basically it right now. We'll talk about football. But here's really, we cover Waconia and we cover Guilford Belmont. Get St. Thomas here and there. Actually, we have Guilford Belmont at St. Thomas next Friday, which is going to be fun. Friday Night Football at STA. Just thought I think I emailed the athletic director. If I didn't and he's watching this, I will be sending you an email. Sorry. But, Guilford Belmont, the only undefeated team in the East. In the West, Sauhegan and Pelham are undefeated. But it's Guilford Belmont seems to be an untouchable team. We'll see them on Saturday against Hanover. And that's going to be fun. So, looking forward to that one. And, I mean, I really got nothing else. I think, like I said, we'll talk about football in a week when their playoffs are about to start. We have Guilford Belmont this week and next week. So we'll be with them for the last 2 weeks of their season, be regular season, and then we'll see where they go for playoffs after that. But, I mean, that's really it. Hang on. Ooh, you're seeing double. There we go. That's really it. I mean, I think a little bit of a midweek report. Like I said, I wanted to talk about those playoff situations. Looking at them, they seemed like they were going to be. The bubbles are close. Some of our Lakes Region teams are right on those bubbles, so it's a little nerve-wracking, I guess you could say, for us as DPPG. But overall, I think it's going to be a good end to the week. Like I said, coming up tomorrow, we got boys soccer at Interlakes between the Royals and the Lakers, and that's going to be a lot of fun. So be able to tune into that game at 3:30 here on DPPGnetwork.com. So yeah. So honestly, I think that's all I got. I think that is it. But that's all I got. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, got some cool things coming with that sports show. I'm actually really, really excited for it. But you'll want to tune in for that. Keep an eye on our social media accounts for any and all announcements and things like that. It seems like this multi-platform streaming thing is working. I have my computer right over here, and I mean, YouTube seems to be streaming. Facebook seems to be streaming. The only thing I didn't check was our website, but I can do that right now. And survey says that's streaming. So, seems to be a success. Yes. But anyways, thanks for tuning in for our little test stream, also for a little midweek report. And, yeah. So, good luck to all athletes as they finish off their regular season this week. And good luck to, any team competing right now. I know Prospect, they're playing at Molten Borough Academy tonight, 6:15. good luck to them, and anybody else playing today, and anybody playing tomorrow or Friday or Saturday. Good luck to them, and then we will see you all next week when we start chatting about playoffs. So, thanks for tuning in for this little midweek report. I'm Devin Poslusty. So long, everybody.